Right now, some cities are running out of water, while others have so much water they're starting to sell it. But here's what doesn't make sense. Many of these cities are in the exact same region, same drought, same climate, same rivers. So why are some places running dry while others are sitting on surplus? Because this isn't really about rainfall. It's about how modern water systems are designed. And those systems are starting to break in very uneven ways. By the end of this video, you'll see which cities are winning, which ones are losing, and why the gap between them is about to get much bigger. This is Tomorrow Explained. I'm Dennis Lisak. We explore the systems shaping the world just ahead of us. Let's start with a simple assumption. If there's a drought, everyone should suffer equally. Less rain, less water, same outcome. But that's not what's happening. Take Las Vegas, one of the driest major cities in the United States. It gets less than 4 inches of rain per year. And yet, Las Vegas recycles nearly all of its indoor water, around 99%. Water used in sinks, showers, and toilets is treated and returned to Lake Mead, which means the city can reuse the same water again and again. It's one of the most efficient water systems in the world. Now compare that to Phoenix, just a few hundred miles away. Phoenix is growing fast, more than 70,000 new residents in a single year. But its groundwater is being depleted at roughly 3 times the rate it's being replenished. 3 to 1, that's not drought, that's structural imbalance. In fact, parts of Arizona have already stopped approving new housing developments because they can't guarantee a 100-year water supply. Same region, same climate, completely different outcomes. So what's the difference? Control, infrastructure, and timing. Now let's go west, Los Angeles, a city that shouldn't exist, at least not at its current size. LA survives by importing water from 3 major sources: the Colorado River, Northern California, and the Eastern Sierra snowpack. But here's the problem. Every one of those systems is under stress. The Colorado River is shrinking. Snowpack is becoming unpredictable. And on top of that, Los Angeles loses billions of gallons of water every year, just through leaks in aging infrastructure. So even when water exists, it doesn't always reach people. Now zoom out globally. Mexico City, a city of over 20 million people, built on top of an ancient lake bed. Over the past century, it has pumped so much groundwater that the ground itself is collapsing. Some areas are sinking more than 20 inches per year. At the same time, more than 40% of the city's water is lost through leaks. So you have a system where the ground is sinking, the pipes are breaking, and the water never arrives. Water exists, but the system fails to deliver it, and this is where things start to break, because water scarcity isn't just about supply. It's about access. Take Jakarta, Indonesia, a city with heavy rainfall. You'd expect water abundance. But instead, Jakarta is running out of usable water. Why? Because groundwater has been over-extracted. Salt water is moving inland, and the city is sinking so fast, parts of it are already below sea level. So the government is doing something extreme. They're moving the capital, not because there's no water, but because the system that delivers it is collapsing. And this pattern keeps repeating. Cape Town, South Africa. In 2018, the city came within 90 days of running out of water completely. They called it Day Zero. Residents were limited to just 13 gallons per day. Compare that to over 80 gallons per day in the United States. The city survived, but only through aggressive rationing. And that model may not hold next time. Now, here's the part most people miss. Some cities aren't just surviving, they're pulling ahead. San Diego, for example, instead of relying entirely on distant water sources, the city invested heavily in desalination, turning ocean water into drinking water. It's expensive, it's energy intensive, but it works. In fact, San Diego now has enough water security that it's starting to sell water to other states. Let that sink in. In the same region where cities are running out, another city is exporting water. That's not a climate story. That's a system story. Water doesn't disappear. It just moves somewhere you can't use it. And the difference between cities isn't who has water. It's who can access it, move it, store it, and afford it. But here's the problem. These systems don't scale evenly. They depend on massive infrastructure, energy, money, and long-term planning, which means wealthier regions can adapt while others fall behind. And that gap is getting wider because demand is rising. Supply is becoming less reliable. And the systems we built decades ago were never designed for this level of stress. So what happens next? We don't see cities suddenly run out of water. Instead, we see slow tightening, restrictions become permanent, costs rise, growth slows, and eventually people start leaving. So here's the real question. Are cities going to adapt fast enough, or are we watching the early stages of a much larger shift? Let me know in the comments. Is your city already seeing water restrictions or rising costs? Because if there's one thing this shows, it's that modern cities aren't built on water. They're built on systems. And those systems only work until they don't.